Welcome back on there with Chris Shanafelt, and it is a pleasure to welcome on to the show 2019 NFL Draft Prospect wide receiver out of Tiffin University. He is a three-time All-Conference wide receiver, All-American wide receiver. He's actually the Dragons' all-time leading wide receiver in the program's history. He's Charles Holland, 2019 NFL Draft Prospect. And Charles, really appreciate you joining the video feed this evening. Can you believe that your time has come and gone now as a student athlete, and here you are trying to make it to the professional level?
It's definitely surreal. It's definitely went by, but I feel like it's time. It's definitely time for me to go into the next chapter. Definitely time for me to basically chase this dream and fulfill it.
No doubt about it. And just to give the people out there listening, watching, an idea about you, Charles. Your Tiffin bio, as you listed, 6'4", 185. Is that accurate? If not, can you please update us on what your current height and weight is?
Yeah, so like I said, when it comes to just like equipment being added and helmet being added, it might be somewhere scraping that. But when it comes to NFL height, down to just nothing, down to just me flat rate, say about 6'2", scratching 6'3", about 205 right now. So not 185 anymore. That's what I came in as a freshman, was 180, 185. I bumped up to the 200 range, but now I'm about 205 pounds.
And Charles, you arrived at Tiffin University in 2014, right away as a true freshman. You're able to see the field. You actually became a starter then in your sophomore year. You had nearly 1,000 yards on 67 receptions and a career high 14 touchdowns. The following year as a junior, you had a career high 77 receptions for over 1,100 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Unfortunately, though, in 2017, I believe it was a fractured fibula. 4 games into the season that sidelined you for the remainder of that season. Thankfully, you were eventually able to be granted a redshirt year, seeing as you did not redshirt when you first arrived on campus. But I gotta think it was pretty tough to overcome that obstacle. I mean, here you are with the mindset that you're going in. It's going to be your last go-around at the college level. And then this injury strikes. How were you able to overcome that injury? I mean, with the season you had, just passed, last month, 77 receptions, nearly 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. I know I'm just rambling off a bunch of stats, but being able to come back and have that type of impact on a winning team, a 9-2 season in which you just wrapped up. I mean, I think that you're satisfied. I don't know if that's the right word. I gotta think it felt pretty good though to get back out there and kind of look like your old self again.
Most definitely, man. It was most definitely a good opportunity. The biggest thing was with the injury, I just wanted to finish. I wanted to get back on the field. I didn't know exactly if I was going to have the redshirt opportunity until about 3 or 4 weeks after the injury occurred. So I thought I was going to have to bust back and just get all right and then try to get my name out there afterwards. But it definitely was a blessing in disguise. And me getting through that injury, it took a lot of mental toughness, man.
You're the all-time leading wide receiver, Charles, in Tiffin University history. Let's see. You have a total of 267 career receptions, over 3,600 yards, 40 touchdowns. And this is the same university that produced a former NFL wide receiver, Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl champion, Nate Washington, in the early to mid-2000s. What's that achievement, being the Tiffin Dragons' all-time leading wide receiver, mean to you? I got to think it feels pretty good, especially with some of the tradition there at Tiffin.
Most definitely. It was a great accomplishment, man. It was something that I didn't focus on when I first got to school, but it was something that I kind of had in the back of my mind as I always went through, like, playing. It also is good to have my name in it, basically because my family's name is the Holland name, and it just means a lot for my name to be into the books. But yeah, it wasn't something that I came in kind of like thinking I was going to knock down or anything. I did have big goals. I did have big dreams. So it was definitely a huge accomplishment, man. It's something I can pass down forever. It's something that will stand forever, and it's something that I worked hard for within my 4 or 5 years in here at Tiffin.
And normally when a wide receiver is putting up big numbers like yourself, people tend to look at who's throwing him the ball. And for 3 of your years at Tiffin, you had a professional quarterback in Antonio Pipkin throwing you the football. Charles, how were you guys able to sync up and have the special connection that you had over the years? And how do you think you're able to better each other? How did he make you a better wide receiver? How did you make him a better quarterback?
Okay, yeah, most definitely. Well, coming in, I'm not gonna say we kind of butted heads, but I think our talent was something that was kind of like it was. I'm not gonna say it was eye opening, but it was something that I knew that we could help each other out and we could do big things with each other. Got the opportunity and known that he was gonna have 3 years at Tiffin. So that's something that made me determine when I wanted to sign or where I wanted to go as far as school. But yeah, man, it's definitely, I learned from him when he first came in because he was a phenomenal athlete. He was a phenomenal leader. He worked hard. We pushed each other, iron sharpened iron type of thing. But we really clicked my junior year, his senior year, when we just basically figured the thing out and wanted to know exactly how can I make you better? How can you make me better? How can I propel you to the next level? How can you propel me to the next level? How can we make this team the best team that's ever went down in Tiffin history? And I think the work speaks for itself, and those years that I spent with Pip were definitely special. He's definitely added to my game and made me who I am today, and vice versa.
And of course, he went on to play in the Senior Bowl. I believe it was last year, maybe the year before.
Year before, I think. Yeah, year before.
And now he's, of course, playing quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes of the CFL. Charles, one last thing about your time at Tiffin until we start talking about what's next for you. In your football career, and it's a pretty simple question. You kind of go in whichever direction you want to go, but how would you describe your overall experience at Tiffin University? Specifically suiting up for the Dragons.
It was definitely a fun experience, man. It was something coming from a small school that I didn't really know how it was going to go when I was coming out of high school. I didn't know what I was expecting. I didn't know what I was really going to get, but I definitely trusted that Coach Goff had the best interest in me and what I wanted to do as far as like what type of player I wanted to be. So it was a no-brainer when it came to picking a school and like what type of offense they ran, which was the air raid offense. He used to say it was basketball on grass. So that was definitely something that I enjoyed, something that I wanted. And so yeah, my 4 years here have been nothing but a growing experience because I'm the type of guy that needed not like a small school setting and a family setting to help me propel and help me grow in areas that I might not even saw in myself. And that's the one thing that Tiffin did. It kept me humbled and it kept me working hard. It kept me grinding. And I don't expect anything from the next person or a facility or anything like that. So it basically humbled me, man. And it was a great experience, like I said.
We're chatting with 2019 NFL draft prospect wide receiver Charles Holland of Tiffin University. And Charles, what kind of goes through your head when you hear your name associated with the NFL? I mean, not every year do we hear about a prospect coming from Tiffin University, Division II program. Right. Every year we do hear about these small school guys making their way to the NFL and going on to have a very nice and celebrated career. But, again, it's not every year when a prospect comes from a Tiffin University there in Tiffin, Ohio. When did it hit you that you might have a chance at actually furthering your football playing career professionally?
I think it was my junior season. Well, I had a great sophomore season, so it always was in the back of my head. And coming from a small school, you don't really see a lot of the hype. You're not playing on TV. You're not really, nobody really watches your games unless you're kind of local. So when it came to the NFL, it always was something I knew I wanted to do. It's always been a dream of mine, but coming from Tiffin, I just wanted to figure out exactly how I had to do it, how I had to market myself, and basically how I had to get my name out there. But yeah, most definitely, man, it's been something that is exciting for me. It is something that has been put a lot of work into, as far as my family, as far as people that have been supporting me since day one. as far as the hard work that I put in, it's something that I know that I belong in. It's something that I know that I'm ready to experience and get into. And just me having the experience and talking with Nate Washington, scout staff's coming in, you name it, just rubbing shoulders with guys and guys giving me the information that I need and the advice that I need to how I can stick and stay at the next level. It's definitely been a good thing. So I think I'm ready for it, man. I don't even think I know I'm ready for it. It's meant to be. It's all lined up perfectly. So I'm just ready to attack it.
Well, you have a really big opportunity coming up next month as you'll be in Los Angeles for the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl. Obviously, people out there familiar with the NFL draft process, they know that this is one of the bigger college football all-star games out there. How excited are you to showcase yourself with and against some of the best in the country?
Oh, I'm definitely going in there with the chip on my shoulder. Definitely going in there. Not a guy that everybody's going to know, so that's good. I don't have the pressure on my shoulders to perform at a high level or anything. I'm not going to be out of my element in any type of way. My mindset is definitely going to be in there hungry. And like I said, it's not Tiffin against Alabama. It's not Tiffin against Iowa. It's Charles Holland versus the guy in front of me, whoever he is, and it's time to work. It's definitely a good platform for me to go out and showcase my talent against who they think are the best guys in the country. And it's nothing but a blessing, man. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to attack it. It's time for me to basically take the next step, and that's going to be a great thing, a great first start into the next level.
You know,
it's going to be a good showing and a good viewing of my talents, and people might not be able to see who haven't came and watched Tiffin University football, so it'll be fun.
You know, it's going to be even better when you have opposing defensive backs, maybe fellow wide receivers coming up to you, looking at your helmet, asking, hey, man, where the hell are you from? I mean, they might not be familiar with that Tiffin University helmet, and I'm sure you'll just be looking at them with all smiles, happy as all hell, telling them where you're from, and they're definitely going to be put on alert as to who Charles Holland is going to be. Speaking of helmets, uniforms, you wear the number 5 at Tiffin. I mean, was that a number that was just given to you, or did you choose to wear it? Does the number 5 have any meaning to you?
Okay, so yes. Well, I'll first start with when I first got to Tiffin. It wasn't something that it wasn't something that I was just given when I was a freshman. I definitely had to go through the growing pains of wearing another number when I first got there. But in my second year, coach gave me the opportunity to just choose my number, and it's something that has followed me since Little League. I think the first time I ever wore 5, I was about 11 or 12 years old. But it's just it was an older guy in the neighborhood who played Little League football around our area, went on to a high school named Hilliard Davidson. His name was Rico Butler. He ended up passing away due to like a drowned in the quarry over in Hilliard Davidson. But I that's kind of what started it, just kind of like as a tribute, just watching him, kind of looking up to that, looking up to Reggie Bush, looking up to guys like that wore the number 5. And I wanted to take it on to me and make it my own and kind of put my own spin on it. So it's definitely my favorite number. It's grown to be my favorite number, and it's grown to be a part of me.
If given the opportunity at the next level, are you going to try to incorporate the number 5 into your next number, whether it's 85, 15, maybe not the number 5, but one of those numbers?
Most definitely 15. I like the 15 number. 85 would be cool just as well. But definitely want to keep out in the number for sure.
Again, he's Charles Holland, wide receiver of Tiffin University, 2019 NFL draft prospect. Couple more questions for you before we let you go, Charles. We mentioned it. You got the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl coming up next month. What are you eager to show the scouts that week in LA? Is there any questions about your game that you look forward to answering on the field?
Most definitely, my speed and my route running, something that I can do in any type of element of the game. A lot of people just based off my film might not think that I'm a speed guy, just mainly because I don't show it all in my areas like I should, which is something I need to continue to work on moving forward. But I'm definitely excited to show off going to get the ball. My best suit of what I do best on the football field is just attacking the ball at its highest point. So I'm excited to do that. I'm excited about the size matchups because I know when it comes to receiver DB matchup, it's not you don't really see a bunch of 6'2", 6'3" DBs. So that's another thing I'm excited for. But I'm just excited to show them that I can run, cut, catch, jump, do all the whole nine, and do it at a high level, at the best level, as they would say.
The next question I have for you, Charles, is what do you feel separates you from any of the other wide receivers in this draft class? Before you answer, did you already kind of answer it that you're kind of a do-it-all type of wide receiver? They might look at you, oh, this is a size guy. They might not think you have the speed, but you say otherwise.
Yeah, most definitely. I think I'm what separates me is attacking the ball at its highest point, going up and getting it. And then my hands factor. I've always been able to catch the ball well, but it's something that I've taken and perfected. It's not perfected, but it's something that I've taken as the main element of my game, and it's something that I actually use the best. So I say my hands and attacking the ball. Speed can be better. My size is great. Physicality, competitiveness. I'm a competitor. I do not like to lose. I wear my heart out on my sleeves, and I do it for just more than just me. It's not just about me. It's never just about me. So with that motivation, with that grind, I'll say all those intangibles together, combined with me catching the ball and whatnot, that's what's going to take me over to the next level. That's what's going to propel me against those guys in that game and moving forward into my career.
And, of course, that NFLPA Collegiate Bowl, that all-star game invite is something very big, especially for somebody coming from the Division II level. Another thing that will be crucial for you, Charles, is Pro Day. Is that something you're looking forward to doing? Is that something you're looking forward to train for? I mean, running a 40-yard dash, seeing how high you can jump, how many reps of 225 pounds you can bench press. Some guys dread that. They say, hey, here's the tape. This is what I can do on the football field. This is what ultimately matters. While I do agree with that, but sometimes you got to be taken out of your comfort zone and show what else you can do, kind of like the NFL Combine, kind of like the Pro Day. Do you have any idea where you might be training for that as of yet? Is that still something kind of in the works? What are your plans for Pro Day so far?
It's something that's in the works right now. I'm definitely excited to test. I think my test numbers, just as far as I've been here at Tiffin over the 4 years, have been off the board, and they're fun. They're fun to look at. So I think I'm going to shock a lot of people with my test results. And when it comes to training, I'm considering Boost Performance in Nashville, Tennessee. I just recently signed with the agent, so getting everything into motion right now as far as training facility and exactly where I need to work, position coach, nutrition. I'm just ready to dive into the whole nine. So I'll be going into basically all the elements of being into a pro facility and getting that proper training like you need and to propel you to the next level. I'm excited to get into that. And when it comes to Pro Day, I wanted to do Tiffin just to kind of like put Tiffin on the map and have something here and make it special here. I just recently got accepted into Toledo's Pro Day. I'm not sure exactly what date it is, but
nice.
Due to our coaches, a couple of our coaches know they know people that they used to play at Toledo and whatnot. So I just ended up getting into Toledo Pro Day, so that's solidified. I want to know if I want to do Toledo Pro Day and also Tiffin, so it's still in the works. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go, but I know for sure I'm doing Toledo's Pro Day as of right now, and that's something I didn't really talk to you about before, but that's definitely something that's coming up. But yeah, man, I'm heading out to training within the next couple of weeks, and I'm just ready to dive into it, man. I'm ready to just put my mind on nothing but football and nothing but my body and nothing but being a professional. So it's definitely an exciting time for me.
No doubt it's going to be an exciting, 5 months until the 2019 NFL Draft. And final question, Charles, before we let you go. Let's say we have all 32 NFL general managers that are tuned into this very interview. Why should they want the wide receiver out of Tiffin University, Charles Holland, a part of their organization?
Yes, for sure. You're getting a guy that's not going to believe the hype and the flash and lights of what the NFL is. It's definitely something that is meant for me. It's definitely something that I've been planning on for my entire life. So it's not something that is going to be surreal to me. It's something that is meant. So I'm going in there ready to work, ready to learn, ready to be humble and listen to other guys, ready to just learn from the best and ready to just see exactly how I can do and what I can be. You're getting a guy that's going to attack the ball, give 100%. That's going to not come in and just think that I'm just going to have everything made. You got to come in, do special teams, come in, learn from the other guys, come in and sit with those quarterbacks and learn the playbook and sit with those guys at the receiver table and learn just everything about the game first and about the playbook. And you're getting a guy that's going to do it one step at a time and it's not going to take everything in all at once. They're getting a guy that's definitely going to be ready to work and basically just have fun and bring energy to the game.
Hey, man, that's all they can ask for. That's all they want, I'm sure, especially for a rookie year one. Charles, really appreciate your time, man. Thanks for understanding. For those who don't know, this is actually the second recorded interview with Charles. First one, I had some technical difficulties. Charles, really appreciate you working with me on this. And again, congratulations on what was a spectacular collegiate career there at Tiffin University, a record-breaking career there. Congrats on all the success, and of course, best of luck over the next 5 months with the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl, with your Pro Day. Congrats again on being accepted to the Toledo Pro Day, and of course, good luck with the 2019 NFL Draft. Hopefully we could chat again after a couple of these events, All-Star Game, Pro Day, whatever it may be. Anyways, I know you're very busy. Thanks again for taking some time out of your schedule, Charles. Before we let you go, any final words for the viewers out there?
Most definitely, man. I just want to first thank you again for giving me an opportunity again. We did do the interview once before, and it was fun. Some things probably were said in that one that probably weren't said in this one, but that's okay. It's fine. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to those back home, my family, the west side of Columbus, the Hilltop again, Hope. Trying to think. My Tiffin University people, anybody that's ever propelled me to where I am now, I thank you. Everybody watching back home, thank you. Thank you to you, Christian, just for giving me the opportunity to speak on a platform like this. And I'm excited for what's next, man. Stay tuned.